Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Oshino Season 2, Episode 1. Loved Season 1. Was a big breath of fresh air last year. And we're ready to check out Season 2. Checked out the OP. Really good. ED. Really good. What else is there to say? Getting ready to go to the theater. 2.5D theater production. We rewatched the last episode.
Yeah. And it seems like that might be the entire season. Like this theater production arc might be the whole season, judging by the OP.
Seems like it. We shall see. Leave a like and subscribe. Let's check it out.
かつて大きな戦があった。始まる。
I love that we just get this perspective of the show.
Yeah, we're just
so
watching
good.
the show.
They really capture the vibe, you know. It's Kana. It's Aqua. It's akane.
Very dramatic.
If this is the whole episode, I'm actually gonna be pretty happy.
Just to watch it like this.
Aw. That would be a great way to, I mean, it'd be a terrible way to start the season. They would, if they want to get traction for the show, it would be a terrible way to start off the season, but it would be so cool from an artistic perspective just to show a play.
Yeah.
And draw it like this.
Yeah.
Like with the faces so small you can't even see their expression. You have to play that game where you're like, not only reading the subtitles and going to the face and the expressions, but looking at the screen to see what their face looks
Yeah.
like, and then the whole ensemble to see what the whole production looks like.
この物語はフィクションである。
First day rehearsals.
10分休憩する。
The face says it all.
その後も私たちは何度か小さなライブを開いて配信動画を定期的にアップしたりして少しずつファンは増えています。あ、そうそう。お兄ちゃんには今可愛い彼女がいます。番組きっかけで付き合い始
Long
めて
hair
今度
as
舞
well.
台でも本人曰く仕事だけの恋人だそうです。クズ男、女の敵って思います。私は今順調です。なかったドームのステージに立つ日まで一生懸命アイドル続けます。出てね、ママ。
今回の劇はこの2チームが戦う渋谷構想編を柱に
Shibuya arc. Oh shit.
About to go down in that theater.
舞台に立つやつは基本的に演技が好きに真摯なやつばかりだ。俺は違う。演技は愛の真実に近づくた劇団ダラダイ代表
Kindaichi.
愛に何らかの影響を与えた近づくための手段。そろそろ休憩終わるぞ。
うん、ちょっと待って。行こう。
The alliance seems strong.
無法地帯だった新宿が
おお、面白い。
Omoshiroi.
どんなやつか見てきてやろう。
有馬ちゃんと茜ちゃんの同世代新旧若き
Who's this guy?
対決も熱いよね。
だから行くよ。
kanaは田舎侍に過ぎた代物だ。
うちには姫川がいるからな。
Whoa.
Whoa, she's like brought immediately into character.
有馬だっけ遠慮しないでいいよ。
Oh, he's the protagonist?
Everything just got turned up to a whole new level.
Ooh.
That laugh.
The laugh was so good.
This isn't even their choreography, they're just beating the shit out of each other.
He just does not give off the main character energy at
Yeah.
all in real life.
Yeah, when you look at him, it's just like, who is this guy?
有馬からこの後飯どう
いいわね。私も聞きたいことが山ほどあるわ。
Do you realize this is a date, sir?
俺も
シーンが多いんだから当然でしょ。
Oh, or maybe not. They're just really into acting. That's good.
少し前はさこんなに前に出る演技あんな身勝手な私を見ろって演技ができる子じゃなかった
She never had the chance to have that role.
アイドルをやって何か
She meant aqua.
ララライの
aqua.
停滞気味でよ
Something to shake it up.
負けず嫌いだからよあんなに見せられて何も思わねえわけがない必死になって考えちまうもんなんだよ役者なら
That was so cool.
That
That
was
was
really cool. I
really
like that a lot.
exciting.
でも
I wonder if we're gonna find out what
好きなので夜だけでも
MC boy here
人も多いです
else what else he's doing because he was probably chosen for this for a reason because he looks older.
ちょっといい
They said he was 19, I think.
Yeah.
なんて読んだ
先森。
これ坊主だと思って賢いな
これくらい普通でしょ。演劇の人って何の人多いの？もう少し本とか読んだけど。
You're dyslexic.
してるのに俺は映像
Like half of theater kids are dyslexic.
漫画しか読まねえっす
3日目ともなると稽古場でグループが出来上がっていますララライグループにちょい役グループこれと
They really capture the vibe of this kind of thing pretty well, you know? Like on the film sets too.
得意じゃないのかな溢れ出るいいところがすごいもんな
The one party pooper ruining the vibe in the corner.
Hmm.
かなちゃんのこと見てるの
ああ
ああって一応
周囲のレベルに合わせて演技をする癖があるそれは過去自己顕示欲の強い演だった有馬が
Ooh.
この業界で生き残るための
Well, now that she's acting with good people, then she can be really good.
パッとしない
Yeah, exactly.
そばにいるのはララライの看板役者
Oh, he's like the star of this company.
そのレベルに合わせてくるなら有馬に勝ちたいんだろうこのままじゃ負けるぞ大差でな怒るなら怒れよのか
人の心配してる場合赤君だってこのままじゃ
俺は最初から勝とうなんて思ってない
I'm not trying to be the star of this show.
才能あるやつに勝てるなんて思ってないよ
全員皆殺しにしてやりなさい。
黒川そこの演技はもう少しさせて
わかりました強めの演技
新宿の連中を全員皆殺しにしてやりなさい。
オーケーそんな感じでいこう次バテンで新宿
That,
有馬
That was
that
him
does not seem.
settling, I think.
今のでいい
It doesn't sound
No,
like, it sounds like
no.
he's settling for whatever you're giving him.
行ったことないのか
作祭神話では言い名付け設定もほとんど死に設定になっている普通のキャラクター
Yeah, that's a pretty unfortunate, an unfortunate position to be in.
意識した子が好きなんだよね
原作でもそっちに舵切ってる感じあるよね
こういう子に全部持ってかれる
Use that, akane.
キャラ分析の素材が少ないということを補完して自分の中でキャラを作り上げなきゃいけないただ私本の解釈はだいぶ食い違ってるようだった原作とだいぶ違うめちゃくちゃ記号的なキャラにされてる本来姫は内気で人を殺めることに葛藤を抱いていた優しい子なのにそのためにだいぶ戦いの前のめりになっている
Oh, well, that's annoying.
好きなクレイジーだよ
Yeah.
違うメディアに落とし込むために多少の変更は仕方ないとしても脚本家にあまりにも便利に使われてる原作でも不遇なのに舞台でもこんな扱いだなんて私は好きだな、
Hmm.
でもしょうがないよ
Well, you
ね
could try.
原作の先生がこれでこれでやるしかないんだ
The author.
やっほ来ましたよと
オーケー
Scriptwriter. Got some words for you, buddy.
I bet it's like the oh yeah, look at this guy in his scarf. He's definitely taking this for a ride. I bet the manga author was
Signed off on it, but it wasn't
because the
super
editor
happy.
was like, oh yeah, just this is how it goes. He was probably like, fuck that.
原作とは違うでしょ。
前に出たドラマの脚本に比べたら90倍やばし。
キワマはひどかったもんね。
気になるところがあるなら。
Remember when everyone was freaking out about that? Like all the characters read it, they were like, this is garbage.
多くの人にああだこうだ言われたら役者も混乱。金田一さんは良しとしてないくらいだし。
スマッシュヘブンの公演はこれそう。まだ席用意できると思うけど。
ついて質問があるみたい。
Oh no. Why would you do that?
金田一さんの意見も踏まえてお伺いできたら。
ちょっとワクワク。
は通るだろ
それはそうだけど。
何
言ってみろ、黒川。
She sucks in this
Oh,
version.
she's gonna look like a diva though.
キャラが少しこの意図というか。
ああ、原作よりだいぶ好戦的な感じだし。
Oh.
まあね。そこは僕もかなり悩んだ。ただ、その葛藤を演劇というメディアに変換した時、尺を取りすぎた。
That's where the performance comes in.
漫画では大駒の表情一つで語れた心情を板のそれなりに長い演技が必要で、ただでさえ登場人物が多くさまざまな思惑が錯綜時間程度の尺に入れ込むとなるとシンプルに整理する必要がある。じゃないと全て
You
の
can sacrifice 4 seconds.
Yeah,
For a
it's every
pause.
time, yeah.
全て盛り上げるところをしっかり定めて要素を取捨選択していく。僕も原作のファンだからさ、あんまり手を入れたくないこれ役も僕の仕事のうちだと思ってるからさ、もう演じるのは黒川さんだから引っかかってる部分があるなら今からでもな。
俺も原作は最初の何巻かは読んだが、さや姫が一層活発なキャラにしたことで
Especially, well, again, it's like it was written with the intent that she would become a bigger character,
Yeah.
but the fact that she was scaled back later means that it's ultimately meaningless.
人物たちの対立を分かりやすく見せる舞台装置としての説得力なんじゃないか。
だそうだけど納得できたか。
Does kind of take the fun out of it.
わかりやすくか。
スペシャルゲストがお越しです。
こんにちは。東京ブレイド作者のアビコ先生。
I'm so excited to be there.
非常にと申します。お久しぶりです。有馬さん。動画の打ち上げ以来、アクアさんもまたお会いできて嬉しいです。
光栄です。
先生、お久
分かっちゃいやいや。
Oh my god.
そりゃお前今日はまではめちゃくちゃしてたしな。作者からしたら
Dead eyes.
親の敵みたいなもんだろ。
Kind of ruined her book.
先生、はじめまして。ほら先生、ちゃんと挨拶して。目を合わせただけでテンパる。まあわかるけど。
ゆっくり見学なさってください。
ございます。
どうですか先生。
みんな演技上手と思う。
そりゃララライは一流の役者しかいませんから。
Is this kid really 22?
たくさん練習してくれてるんですよ。だからこそあれですよね。私が言わなきゃですよね。
Oh no. Saya's character sucks.
脚本ってでも直してもらえますか。
もちろんですが、どのあたりを。
They were expecting this.
全部。
Oh no.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a great idea.
Zambu. Is this the same artist as the Jujutsu Season 2 ED? It sounds similar. What do you think of that?
I thought it was pretty good start to it all. I don't know about this revising the entire script suggestion that's going on here at the end. I feel like this might be turning into instead of like, oh, this like because like people were saying everything is very well adapted other than one character, but like that was kind of a known sacrifice basically. But I feel like this is turning more into, oh, I now have new inspiration about my thing that I already wrote, and this is my chance to do all of the things that I should have done the first time around. So I want to change everything and have it not actually be the same thing.
But then if it does bad, it doesn't reflect on the manga author, it reflects on the production and the script writer. So the script writer's probably shitting his pants right now because he made a really calculated sacrifice, like he said. And yeah, but if the author is just like, yeah, exactly like
it's
what
like
you said.
it's like the author wants to use this as an opportunity to make fan fiction out of the original work, essentially.
Probably. Well, maybe.
It's like
most likely.
It's just like if I had the chance to do it all again, I'd do it this way.
Well, yeah, because maybe we don't know the story about the manga because we talk a lot, this is like a shonen manga, like basically it's like a full-on battle shonen. So like we talk a lot, especially in our Naruto reactions, about how Kakashi's role specifically evolved and how characters like Anko were set aside. She was set aside as like, she was introduced to be like the curse mark person and to be like helping them fight Orochimaru, but then she immediately got relegated, and then Kakashi started sealing Sasuke's curse mark, and etc., a million other things like that, where like Kakashi took a way bigger role. Even he was meant to be have a big role probably from the start, but he was so overwhelmingly popular that people like Iruka and Anko and other people got completely thrown to the side. So but the reason for that is because they do popularity polls, and then the editors are like, you
need to put more of this character if you want to make money.
People really love this character. Put this character in, and your manga will last another few chapters or another couple volumes at least. Or for this contract, will blah blah blah. So shit like that happens, and then it changes the trajectory of the story past what the author wants. But if the author is seeing this like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of great actors, this is so incredible, but maybe it's not even like a fan fiction. Maybe they want to see the real version of their story,
what they originally had
place,
in mind.
Yeah. Like if it was all throttled and whatever her name, Tsurugi is Kana's character was like brought more to the forefront because she was more interesting or popular than and Sai's character was brought down. Maybe that wasn't even the author's decision. It likely wasn't. It was probably an editor thing, and now they're taking this chance to take the series where they originally wanted, perhaps, or maybe just fuck around, but they don't seem to be so flippant like that. I bet given their like childlike visage and everything, they're 22, but they seem like the youngest person in the room. But perhaps there's a reason that means something about the way that the story was created, and it would also maybe make sense with them crying in the OP. Like they're on their drawing tablet and they turn over, I think, to the other author person, and then they're just like really upset. And did we see that? I think we saw them last season, other than at the last thing. I think that we saw them as an assistant or somebody else with the other author.
I can't remember.
I remember. Somewhere in here. Might have been a bit earlier, but let me see. Yeah, see the author. It's freaking out. Then they're crying and all pissed off. I bet it's like that. I bet that they didn't get to make the story that they originally intended. So now they're upset and want another chance at that. But whether or not it'll be the right thing is going to be difficult to say. But I loved when they got super into like the fight.
Yeah. I feel like that was a really cool way of like showing it kind of clicking and then like getting into the zone, because before that they're just like, yes, this, that, and the other thing, and then they're like, oh yeah, all these actors are good, and I'm like, I feel like I'm not getting that like, oh, these actors are so good vibe from that, and then they like take it to the next level, and I love that. And I loved the whole thing of like, the child actor who was always trying to steal the spotlight and then relegated herself to only being as good as the people around her. But then now that she's around incredible people, she's automatically just matching their level and like mirroring their performance. And then and that's kind of the thing. It's like the idea is like people should, I feel like the idea should be like, you shouldn't want to just be better than everyone else. It's like everyone should rise each other up to be
for
better.
the sake of the greater whole.
Yeah, it's like this guy shouldn't want everyone else to be bad so that he shouldn't be good. He should want everyone else to be on the same level as him so that it can be fucking epic, you know?
But it seems like that's why he's like the star of this company. Is
He's
because
just doing it.
Well, he's just doing it, but he's also bringing that out of Kana as well as an actor. So.
And then everyone else you could see was like, oh shit, I need
Yeah.
to, like, they are stealing the show by a landslide. Now we need to like get in that zone too.
But it's not just Kana. It's like also there's like the chemistry is there, not like a romantic way, but like as an actor, like he steps on like this, and you can tell just from this posing, it kind of communicates sort of how she is reacting to it, and he's just like such a big force, and he immediately like she's a great actor in her own right, but you know he's doing things to bring that out of her, so it makes sense why he's in the position he's in this company, despite how like really boring he looks.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like just a regular dude.
It's like they're not acting by themselves within a vacuum. They're not, you know, the whole point of acting with other people and not just like in a box by yourself is that back and forth and that like feeding off of energy.
Yeah. That's why, like, even in Japan or everywhere, except in dubbing, you know, voice actors do that as well. They all voice in the same room, and it's very important because you capture different things about the performance, and it's a big deal. But I like how he comes up and he says, "Hey, you want to go to dinner?" And then she's like, "Yeah, I had some things to ask you about as well." Hey, you, like, it goes over, and I thought that there was going to be a look of, like, oh, shit, you're inviting other people? I thought that it was just going to be me and you, and he's, like, going to try and take advantage of her. And he might, you know, maybe there is, like, a thing like that where he, under the surface, is actually just a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Or
Perhaps.
he's just, like, super into it, and,
yeah,
you know,
but in this moment, it seems like he is... the fact that he didn't have a kind of reaction when she went over and asked another person... It gets me excited just for Kana to be able to really get immersed in this. You know, maybe she doesn't want to be an idol. Maybe she just wants to be a stage actor.
Or you know, it might put some tension on like her whole idol thing if she does super well and steals the show in this performance,
and gets
and
other
then
opportunities.
she's obviously still a film actor. Then people will be like, oh, that like random child star that was like this genius is now like so back on her game that we need to like get her in something actually good here, you know?
Yeah, and if she gets all the star power that's good for Aqua in his search, because it'll lead everything back to Bikomachi, which will get him closer to the truth. But if she's like begins thinking of leaving to pursue acting, that could put tension on that whole situation. Like he might selfishly ask her to stay again, not because, you know, it helps me and it helps you type thing, or it'll help you reinvigorate your career. You know, maybe she's already got everything that is, as far as being an actress, maybe she's got everything that she will get out of being an idol to help rejuvenate her presence. And maybe this production might bring it a little bit, bring her forward a little bit more. And then, you know, where's that leave Aqua with his search? But I really like the idea of this whole thing, and I liked how they talk, because, you know, every episode last season, or most episodes last season that dealt with some sort of a production-based thing, had some sort of element of compromise in the production that normally people don't think about, but it's the kind of thing that we end up talking about all the time. So our reaction to last season, I think, was more like it was like feeling seen. It was like seeing a show where they display, it's like it's reflected back all the things that we scream about like adaptation and stuff
then
like
people
that.
get mad and are like,
but then we
you
see a
don't
show
know, and it's like,
made by
know.
people. It's a show and a manga made by the people on the other side, basically, you know, detailing the sorts of things that we always talk about, but people are always like, whatever. And that, so to watch that last season was really gratifying, and to see it in this as well with the character thing is very gratifying as well, because of the whole Saya romance thing. And Yeah, exactly.
It's so, I feel like this shot right here, that I need to fill in the missing pieces with my imagination and build up the character in my mind. I feel like we do that for the production, but like not, instead of to build up the character, it's to build up what was going on behind the scenes and like how, like, you know, how things ended up the way that they did, or why certain decisions were made. And yeah, I feel like it is really gratifying to see like it just be displayed so honestly of like, when adapting this thing, we made this sacrifice, and we think that like this is
and
a
I
good
like
thing.
that there's more nuance.
And
to
it's the like the fact that it's not just like the writer being like, oh, I'm a shitty I'm Game of Thrones season 8 over here, purposefully ruining this for my own benefit.
Because
it's like,
I think it's better, you know, type thing.
Or just because I want to be
Funimation-
done with it, you know.
The Funimation people who are just like, oh well, you know, I have something to say about, you know, women, or I'm really funny as a female comedy writer or whatever, so I'm going to literally culturally appropriate these other works and, you know, force my ideals into them for the sake of my own career, when you know, you could just put that in something else. Like it's not like that. The fact that there is the consideration from a production standpoint, and that it's consideration of the medium that they're adapting, and it's the kind of conversation that I'm sure happens a lot, but hopefully happens more than, you know, I am cynically believing. Like, you know, I think that just the way that it's displayed here is a very charitable and understandable way for, I think, a lot of people to maybe think about that when they're like, I hope people when watching this will think of this when they go on to watch their favorite show or their favorite manga getting animated.
They left out this character,
or like they really just shortened and truncated this whole thing.
Yeah,
like, you know, we see that and we're usually upset, and there's a reason to be upset at stuff like that. But if you at least consider what led to that, then it can be a different conversation.
It's like when we were like, specifically like one thing where we really praised a lot of the choices that were made was in the One Piece live action adaptation.
Right.
And like so many things had to be completely changed for that. But they, like, in my opinion at least, they sacrificed a lot of the right things so that they could keep the heart of the story.
Yeah.
And, you know, tough decisions have to be made, and sometimes it does end up being the wrong decision. Sometimes things, like, you know, if people loved this character and they did this to her, it would probably go over really poorly and they would get terrible ratings, but they already know based on popularity polls that she's not the one that everyone is obsessed with and watching the show for and wants to end up with the main guy and all of this stuff. So saying like, okay, this character that like did have a bigger role but ended up getting sidelined later on anyway, that's the place that I can, like, you know, make that sacrifice. So I feel like they explained it really, really well, and you know, showed the sacrifice and like all of the things that were considered into making it.
Yeah, and the fact that he's like, it's kind of the bad guy role.
But someone has to do it, and I have to do it,
and I'll take it, you know. But yeah, that's just a hard position in general, because I think script writers are, especially ones that adapt shit, are often seen as like boogeymen. Yeah. Usually for good reason, because again, it's like the things that they're sacrificing are usually a lot of a bigger deal. But seeing this side of it is a really good perspective, I think. Like, it's an important thing to remember that it's not always just a, you know, like the Funimation thing, like Game of Thrones, where it's more self-serving or self-serving, you know. Sometimes there is other considerations, or even in those cases, there might be other considerations that you might not know. And it might be, a more calculated risk. It's just a very cool thing. I really like that they're keeping up, that the show is keeping up with that idea of a production as a drama, you know?
Yeah, and I really like it just being there's the story going on, but like the real story is like learning all of these things about production elements in all different types of productions and the entire entertainment industry, and things that are similar and things that are different in each kind of area of it. And I just feel like it's very cool.
It's very refreshing
it's just
and honest,
interesting, and I'm really interested in like that aspect of the story.
I know a lot of people
but a lot of people aren't, and I think like we, you know, I hope that like some people still stick with the show and still really like this show, but I do feel like the promise of like, oh, this crazy like murder mystery, who's the father, she gets murdered, they're reborn, like I feel like, to me, like that is like just the
That's just
almost
the hook.
like that's the hook and almost the excuse for me to just watch a cool show about this kind of stuff.
That's
you know?
genuinely what it is, but I do think it wouldn't be as interesting if there weren't those little percolating
yeah.
things behind it. Like if it was just started out, oh, I'm Aqua and I'm Ruby and we're trying to be
it definitely
fucking
wouldn't
idols.
be as interesting at all.
That would be dumb as shit. But the different aspects and motivations kind of. But the moment to moment, if it were just the other thing for me, if it were just all that stuff. If the moment to moment were, instead of production struggles and what it's like to be in the public eye and all the different things that go into all of your favorite things, that is more interesting to me than I need to find my dad because he killed my mom type deal.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think we're in the minority as far as like the general anime population. Anyway. All that being said, very excited to see next episode next week. Tune in for that. Tune in for Tower of God Season 2 as well. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.